In today's video, we'll be recapping what was on my October fragrance tray, and I'll be sharing with you what's going on my November fragrance tray. If you're interested, then just keep watching. Hey y'all, my name is Ayesha. This is a faceless video. I know most of my videos I'm facing the camera, but for my fragrance tray videos, I usually keep them very chill. So therefore, I'm not sharing my face today, but don't worry, my face will be in the next video, okay? So anyway, if you like fragrance, beauty, luxury, and lifestyle, please consider subscribing to my channel. And let's go ahead and get into this month's fragrance tray. So this is my October tray that I'm getting ready to empty off, and I'll just give you guys a brief recap on each one. So first fragrance back here is Tonka Cola from Mancera. This is a soda type scent. It does have tonka in it as well. That gives it like this sweet nuttiness to it. It also smells very slightly boozy. Overall, I do like this fragrance, but one of the reasons I wanted to put it on my tray for October is because I just really don't wear this fragrance. And after having it on my tray, I am actually going to be parting ways with this. So I'm going to be decluttering this. It's not a bad fragrance, but I have other soda fragrances, other boozy soda type fragrances that I much prefer over this one, like the Roja Creation E. That's my favorite one, and it's one of my favorite fragrances. So if I'm ever in that type of mood, I really am just not looking at this fragrance. And when I wore it this time around, I just didn't really like love wearing it. It was all right, but I didn't love wearing it. So I think it's time for me to go ahead and part ways with this one. So again, that's Mancera Tonka Cola. This next fragrance is from Dries Van Noten, and this is Soie Malaki. This is a beautiful, like silky rose and chestnut and sandalwood type fragrance. It is definitely a pretty girl scent. One of the reasons I put it on my tray this past month is because I knew I liked it, but I felt like I didn't know it that well. I didn't know if it really fit me. But I will say, after wearing it this past month, I have fallen in love with this fragrance. I've really learned to enjoy it. And yes, it is a pretty girl scent, but I still like, if you know the fragrances I like, pretty girl scents are ones that often get neglected in my collection because I'm just not really into super elegant, super feminine scents. That sounds horrible, but we all like what we like, okay? Florals are not really my zhuzh. And this one, now that I've worn it, it's much more complex, I feel like, than what I previously thought. And I really did enjoy wearing this, and it did make me feel pretty. I did get compliments on it, and it started to feel like me. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing somebody else's fragrance, which is what I was hoping to accomplish by putting it on my tray this month. So again, that's Soie Malaki from Dries Van Noten. Next up is BDK Rouge Smoking. This is a beautiful like cherry root beer scent. I love this fragrance. I put it on the tray this month to get some use out of it, and I did get some use out of it, and I still love it. I felt like every time I wore it, I just smelled good, y'all. It's very cozy for me. It gives off like a nutty cherry vanilla type vibe. And again, I did receive some compliments wearing this month, and yeah, going back in the collection. Next up is Mont Blanc Signature. This is a fruity, musky scent. The fruit that's in here, I believe, is either clementine or tangerine, but it's definitely giving a sweet orange type vibe. And then there's this milky, like muskiness to this fragrance. It is very pretty. I put this on the tray as like a gem scent, clean girl scent, and that's pretty much what I wore it for. But I probably wore this maybe like 5 or 6 times this month. So I'm really happy that I put it on my tray because it's one that, because of where it sits in my collection, I feel like I just don't think about it. But I do really still enjoy this fragrance. And I think it's a nice, easy reach. Next up is Lattafa Camra, and this is a spicy, sweet dates, like dates the fruit scent. It is really nice. It leans gourmand, but it's not like pastry, like pie type of sweetness. And I put this on the tray this month because I really don't reach for most of my Middle Eastern fragrances, but this is one that I really enjoy. So I wanted to put it on the tray so I can get some more use out of it. And I really enjoyed wearing it this month. I thought it was fun. I probably wore it about 3 or 4 times. Next up is Acro Bake. This is a lemony vanilla gourmand scent. The lemon in here is quite present, so you have to be a lemon fan in order to like this. It's kind of sharp at the beginning, but I actually really like this fragrance. As it dries down, it becomes more pastry or cookie-like, but the lemon just sticks around the entire time. I actually really like this fragrance. I did put it on the tray to hopefully use it up this month, but you can see I didn't. Whoa. Thankfully, Bake survived, y'all. I didn't use it up this month, but I did enjoy wearing it. I wore it to bed some. I wore it out during the day. But yeah, it'll go back in my collection. It's a little tiny bottle. And yeah, I'll enjoy using it. Next up is Amouage Portrayal Woman. This is a beautiful jasmine and tobacco scent. It gives you a smoky vibe, and then the jasmine in here is not dirty, but it's also not like sharp. So it's kind of in that middle section that gives you a more sultry vibe. I actually really enjoy this fragrance. It's probably my favorite jasmine fragrance, which I guess is not really saying a lot because I'm not a big jasmine fan. But anyway, I didn't wear it this month. I put it on the tray, but I did not wear it. And I think part of the reason that I didn't wear it is because I feel like this is more of an occasion scent. This is not a scent I really want to wear around the house. This is, I need to be going somewhere. And I have so many new fragrances for my birthday haul that I've been wearing that I just feel like I just didn't reach for this. So I still really enjoy this fragrance. I wish I would have worn it, but no harm, no foul. It'll go back in my collection. Next up is Grand Soir from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This is a beautiful spicy amber scent with some vanilla in it. Very smooth, very well done. It's spicy. It has some lavender, definitely unisex. One of my favorites for colder weather. And I put it on the tray this month, and I have to be honest, I only wore it once, and it was to bed. And it's kind of, again, for the same reason. I feel like this is more of an occasion type scent. Also, it has not really been cold yet. So this is one I really like to wear in the cold. So yeah, hopefully I will pull it out over the next month or so and get some more use out of it, but going back in the collection. Next fragrance from Frederic Malle, and this is Music for a While. So this one was on my tray as a fragrance that I've never worn, and I did get some use out of it. I actually took it out of town with me, and I actually really enjoy wearing it. I find this fragrance hard to explain how it smells, but it's definitely sweet and tart at the same time. Like I feel like I can pick up pineapple, which is giving me that sweet tart scent, but then it also has some spices in there like cardamom and some other stuff. It has some woodiness. Very unique smelling, but I am really glad that I wore this month because, like I said, I had never worn it, and now I have been really enjoying wearing it, and so I can see myself reaching for this a lot more in the future, whereas before it's been sitting in my collection for probably like 3 or 4 months and I've never worn it. So yeah. And then the last fragrance is Malo by Soradora. This is a sweet, like powdery violet scent. It kind of smells candied. It kind of smells like there's marshmallow in it as well, but then the florals are pretty strong, and it does have a pretty powdery presence to it. So I can see how this could be bothersome for some people, but I actually really love the way this smells. And I wore it a few times, maybe like 2 or 3 times. This is not one that I really overspray because I feel like sometimes with powdery scents, if you overspray them, they get to be too like much, can be nauseating. So this is not one that I really overspray, but I did wear it maybe like 2 or 3 times. I do remember one time I wore it getting a compliment, and my husband told me I smelled like candy. So I felt like that was a good compliment. So again, that's Soradora Malo. All right, now that we got our tray cleaned off, we're ready to go ahead and load our November fragrance tray. If you've never seen a fragrance tray video from me, I pick out fragrances that I'm interested in wearing for the next month, and then I go through and assign them to certain categories that I have set. That way I make sure that my fragrance tray is very well rounded and I have a fragrance for every occasion I can think of. Now, for my fragrance trays, I do not just stick to my fragrance tray throughout the month. These are just suggestions. So they sit out in a place where I see them often, which means I tend to reach for them more, but I never force myself to wear my fragrance tray. I am open to wear any fragrance in my collection at any time that I want. So Let's go ahead and get into these November fragrances. So the first category that I have is a fragrance for my day-to-day wear, meaning like an easy reach. So the first fragrance that I have is from Reminiscence, and this is Guimauve. So this is a marshmallow scent that is sweet, but it's also airy. It's not super thick. It has this herbal nature to it. So it really doesn't go like too sweet or juvenile or anything like that. I feel like it's done in a very elegant way, and it's an easy reach. The next category is my special daytime scent. So if I'm going to go on a day date or do some sort of special outing, the fragrance that I pick for that is Oriental Enigma from Alexander J. This is a beautiful scent that is one that I find hard to explain, but it is sweet. It's a little bit spicy. It has some woodiness to it. And it also has this like airy nature to it that I think some people compare to Baccarat Rouge 540. I don't get that at all, y'all. I really don't. The only comparison that I get is that it has this airy sweetness to it. That is literally it. But to me, the airy sweetness doesn't smell the same as Baccarat. So if that has been something that's concerned you or stopped you from trying this fragrance, don't let it, okay? So again, that's Oriental Enigma from Alexander J. The next category is my bedtime slash cozy scent, and I decided to go for Jo Malone Ginger Biscuit. This is a fragrance that I tend to pull for every November. It smells like ginger snaps, so it's giving you ginger, it's giving you cookie, but it's done in a very elegant, transparent way. And yeah, I featured this in my hot fall video. I'll link that for you all. But this is a sweet gourmand fragrance that I can wear and not have to worry about it being too overpowering. So again, that's Jo Malone Ginger Biscuit. The next category I have is a night out fragrance. So for this fragrance, I decided to go for Armani Sea Intense. This is a black currant scent, but the black currant is so like thick and syrupy in this that it leans boozy to me. So when I smell this, it gives off like a boozy black currant with some florals and some patchouli and this like depth to it. I love this fragrance, but I haven't worn it in a long time. So I figure it'd be a good time for me to put it on the tray because this is one that I typically only wear when it's cooler. I don't wear this in the summer at all because I find that it's too thick for that, but definitely during cooler weather. And it sits in the back of my collection. So it's one that I just don't see very often. And so, yeah, I figure it should go ahead and go on the tray for November. The next category is a date night in fragrance. So if me and my husband are going to hang out, watch a movie or something like that, it's just something more special than like a regular night. The fragrance I picked for that is Un Bois Vanille from Serge Lutens. This is a beautiful vanilla scent. It does have some coconut in here and some beeswax. However, the coconut in here doesn't smell tropical at all. It's more so like the meat of the coconut that gives it more like of a creamy texture. And then the beeswax in here, I feel like it is quite prominent. So if you're not into beeswax, you probably won't like this, but I find that it just makes this so unique. There is a little bit of a woody undertone to this fragrance as well, but everything's very well balanced. And this is one that I really enjoy that I just don't wear enough because I literally don't see it. So yeah, I decided to go ahead and put it on the tray this month. The next category is my gym slash clean girl scent. And the fragrance I decided to go for is Easy Bake from Huda Beauty. So this fragrance is technically like a floral scent, but I find it to be like a candied floral with some muskiness and some airiness, and it's not too strong. I feel like the muskiness really tones down everything else in this fragrance, and I have worn this to the gym before and really enjoyed it. So although this is not my typical freshie that I would go for, it still falls into that category for me because it smells clean. It smells slightly powdery, slightly makeupy, and I really enjoy this fragrance. And I feel like I shy away from using it because it's discontinued. It was a limited edition, and so I don't really ever share it with you all. And I think that has caused me to shy away from using it. So that's why I decided to go ahead and put it on the tray for this month. So the next category would normally be a fragrance that I want to use up or put a big dent in. However, I decided to skip that this time around because I have so many new fragrances. I got so many fragrances during my birthday haul that I did in September, at the end of September. And I haven't gotten a chance to wear all of them yet. And I've also gotten fragrances in PR, and I just have so many fragrances that I need to get to know. So I decided to forego the use up dent fragrance this month. And instead, for my next category, which is a new or never used fragrance, I decided to do 2 fragrances for that. So like I said, this is a brand new or never used fragrance in my collection. And the first one is Oud and Sandalwood from Cartier. So again, I think I picked this up for my birthday technically, but when I did the birthday haul, I probably had this sitting waiting for me to haul it for over a month. So I've had this a while and never worn it. This is Oud and Sandalwood. It is very smooth. It smells really good. And I knew when I got this that I probably wouldn't wear it until it got a little bit cooler. And now it's starting to get a little bit cooler, so I am ready to wear this. I think it's going to be great for like a night out or something like that. But I'm really excited to get to know this fragrance. And then the other fragrance that is brand new or never worn is from Chloe. This is Orchid de Minuit. This is part of their newer collection that focuses on florals that bloom at night or give off a scent at night, and this one is focused around the orchid, and this smells so good. I did a first impression of this on my Instagram, and I might have put it on YouTube Shorts, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, this smells really good. It's a dark floral. It has a lot of spiciness to it. It has almost like a smoky feel to it as well, and then it has some vanilla, but I wouldn't call this a vanilla scent. But it is gorgeous. I think it's going to be great for fall date nights. And I know this fragrance tray, I feel like is date night heavy because of the other fragrances that I chose. But I really want to wear this. And so I'm putting it on the tray this month. And then my last category is my Wildcard fragrance. So this fragrance is a fragrance that I choose just because I want to. I don't have to have any rhyme or reason. I just really want to put it on my tray for this month. And for the last few months, I've been doing 2 fragrances in this category. And so I stuck with that this time just to give my tray a round number of fragrances, 10. Because I have 9 categories. And so, yeah, anyway. So the first fragrance that is my wild card is Reflex d'Ombre from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. I got this earlier this year. It's a Harrods exclusive, but I got this earlier this year. I have a full review up that I will link for you all, but I love this fragrance. It is an ambery fragrance, but it's quite resinous, almost like an animalic amber, but not too much. It has a little bit of spice to it. It's not super thick though, and it has this kind of transparent nature to it. And I picked this one as a wild card because I just really want to wear it. I look at it all the time. I think about it. I sniff it a lot, but I haven't worn this in probably at least a month or 2. And so, yeah, it's going on the tray. I love this fragrance. And then my last wild card fragrance is from Tom Ford, and this is Oud Wood. So this is oudi, but it's not too oudi. Like the oud in here I find to be prominent, but not dirty, stinky, or anything like that. So in addition to the oud, I feel like there's definitely other types of woods in here. And it almost has this kind of fresh woody feeling to it, but it also kind of has that dark, smoky, oudi type feeling to it. It is so good, y'all. I love this fragrance, and I can actually wear this fragrance year round, but I do tend to reach for it more in the fall, winter. And I decided to put this on the tray because I was gonna put a Ben Fume as my wild card from Tom Ford. And that is like a smoky woody. But like I said earlier, it's not really cold here yet. And I felt like that one was more cold weather appropriate. This one, like I said, I can get away with it when it's hot. So I decided to put Oud Wood on there because I haven't worn this fragrance in a bit either. And I love this fragrance and want to get some good use out of it this month. So that is this month's fragrance tray. Let me know if you try any of these fragrances. Are any of them on your to smell or to try wish list? Let us know. And what's going to be on your tray this upcoming month? If you do fragrance tray videos, link it in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.